What's up, guys? Today we are going to be ranking every single EA Sports UFC game, ranging from peak all the way down to trash. We have all the games listed here along with UFC Undisputed 3 because I know people are going to be talking about that game in the comment section. And guys, we're ranking these off which was the best for its time. So remember the resources that were available and the size of the sport when these games were made. So obviously the first UFC game isn't as graphically impressive as EA Sports UFC 5. Hopefully that makes sense, but it's the quality that we are judging, okay? Now, starting off with EA Sports UFC 5. This is being generous. It's B tier, okay? That is very generous. Some people put this C, some people might even put it trash, but I say B tier because if you are the casual EA Sports UFC guy, you buy the game, but you only really play it when you're at home chilling with the boys before a UFC card, sitting down on the couch playing the game with each other. It's a good game for that. It is a very good game for that. And even online, if you match up against someone that, has a certain style and they try to play the game realistically, they try to play technical, and they, have crafty combinations, it could be a decent experience. It really can. The problem with this game starts the better you get at the game, because in my opinion, when two people really understand how the game works, it becomes a game of advanced rock'em sock'em. I don't think the smarter, more technical player always wins at the top level of this game. And that's because the skill ceiling isn't high enough. But that's just because stuff that's built within the game, the vulnerability system, body damage not being enough. I have my own opinions on the game. I've crapped on this game so much. If you guys haven't seen those videos of me just absolutely crapping on UFC 5, you guys can go take a look at them. There's so many of them on my channel. But yeah, keeping it short, sweet, and simple. EA Sports UFC 5 B tier. I don't want to get started because I could go on all day how bad this game really is, especially for its time. Like, come on, the sport is as big as it's ever been, graphically, and game engines are way better than they've ever been, and the game just feels clunky. Let me actually stop and move on because I will go on about this all night long. Now, UFC 4. I wish there was like a B+ tier, but I didn't make one because I'm lazy. But it's better than UFC 5. Now, graphically, I hated this game. I hated how this game looked, but I feel like you got rewarded for smarter play in this game. Body damage was way more effective. Vulnerability was higher. You did more damage on the feet. People got rocked by head kicks occasionally. It was better than UFC 5, except graphically. I like the graphics of UFC 5. I really do, but the game just feels terrible. Okay, let me move on. We're on UFC 4 now. And the game, it doesn't flow as well as UFC 5, but it's still like UFC 5 is just so bad. UFC 4 is still better because the body damage, competitive players that play this game, quote unquote competitive. I don't think this is a competitive game. The skill ceiling isn't high enough. But yeah, I think most good players would agree with me that UFC 4 is above UFC 5, but it's pretty mid. Now, let's move on to UFC 3. I'm putting it in A tier, guys. I wasn't too good at UFC 3, but I played it. I played Quick Match a lot in UFC 3. And I had a decent time, Now the knee elbow spam, people remember that. Now that's in the past. They patched that. That's one thing they did right with UFC 5. It's hard to get knee elbow spam now if you know what you're doing. But UFC 3, I mean, it could get pretty toxic with the clinch knees and the clinch elbows, but at least there was a clinch system with transitions, and there was a clinch denial. A lot of people like the clinch denial. I have my own opinions on that. But UFC 3, I'm going to put it at A tier. It flowed well. Damage was good. Body work was effective. What else was there? Stamina was really good in this game. UFC 3 was a very solid game. I think it's the best modern EA Sports UFC game that we have gotten. So I'm putting it at A tier. Now, UFC 2. I'm putting it in C tier. Okay? I didn't like UFC 2. I went back and I played it. The ragdolls were the best thing about it, but it's way too arcadey. You can't even throw like jabs while moving forwards. So that was interesting. I mean, it's very arcadey. It's just not really my cup of tea. I mean, it's very high, fast-paced, You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that really like UFC 2, but for me personally, I just don't like it. I like UFC 5 way more than UFC 2, UFC 4 way more than UFC 2. Not too much to say about that game. Now, EA Sports UFC. Not a lot of people have played this one or maybe even remember it. But I've gone back and played all these games. I have a video of me playing them on my channel. I got one for each individual game and for like one video me playing all of them like in the same video. So if you haven't, go watch that. But I'm gonna put it above UFC 5. Graphically, for its time, this game was really, really good. If you haven't seen the video, please go watch it. This game is a hidden gem. It's like my only thing I didn't like about it is you literally go to a decision almost every time in this game. When I was playing it, it was so hard to get a knockout. Like it got boring at times, but the grappling in this game was very unique. The striking was pretty unique. The player models, for its time, they were really good, and maybe a little bit is nostalgia, but in my opinion, I think it's way better than UFC 5, especially for its time, and better than UFC 2 for that matter. Now, the Holy Grail, UFC Undisputed 3. Now, this is peak. I'm talking about UFC Undisputed 3. I'm not talking about, the Undisputed Forever mod. This is the unmodded version that we are ranking. It's got to be peak. It has to be S tier. It has to be all the way up. For its time, this game was phenomenal. You could tell this game was made with passion. Okay? I haven't played this game too much, but I have played it a couple times, and I can tell that this game was made with a lot of love and passion for the sport. And to think when this game was made, I think it was like 2013. Let me look it up real quick. It was released in 2012, at the very beginning of 2012. For 2012, this game is absolutely phenomenal. The character roster was just fine. You even had Pride mode. Like, we haven't gotten Pride mode since Undisputed 3. And EA Sports has the rights to use it. I'm pretty sure they're just lazy and they don't want to do it. But you could just tell this game was made with a lot of passion and probably by people that actually really, watch the sport. With these games, I don't feel like the developers really even watch UFC. I really don't. But Undisputed 3 was good. The grappling system was unique. It was a lot similar to the first UFC game, in my opinion. And Pride mode, Pride mode honestly automatically makes it an A tier game. And I feel like damage was good. There wasn't a vulnerability system in any of these games, I think, until maybe it was UFC 3, maybe UFC 4, but there was a vulnerability system added to the games here, which was really good, and it worked well in 3 and 4. I don't remember if it was in 3. I think it was though, but in 4 it worked well. And then UFC 5, they just made the game way easier and way harder to hurt people. So that's just annoying. But yeah, Undisputed 3 is peak. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. For its time, this game was phenomenal. Like, they didn't have the stuff we have nowadays. This game was made over 10 years ago. So it's a great game. I don't have any complaints about it. I'm trying to think. I mean, you had a good career mode in this. Like, career mode since UFC 3 has been terrible, I think. I mean, UFC 2, I don't think I played career. UFC 1, too, but I didn't have fun in the UFC 4 career mode or the UFC 5. I think 3, I had a little bit of fun, but that's because I was like 13 years old, maybe. So that is going to do it for the tier list. Again, this is just my opinion, so you guys can disagree. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, or come let me know on Discord. We got a server. We're going to be doing more tier lists, so make sure you guys subscribe, especially if you like UFC, UFC games, anything like that. Hit that sub button. We're on that grind to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, join the Discord, link in the description. See you guys later.